Hi everyone, and welcome to World of Warplanes. If you would like to have a pretty good result flying a Russian bomber plane similar to this one, or that one, or maybe this one, then please stay with me for the next few minutes and I'll show you how I did it. Also, please mind that the second and the third result I showed you was not an even fully researched plane, to which we'll come back later. To show you how am I playing this Russian bomber Petlyakov PE2 M82 version, I would like to use one of my recent gameplays. The way I like to play this bomber is somewhere in between of the heavy fighters and the attack plane style. But before I'll show you how I'm doing it within the gameplay, let's have a look on some of the characteristics of this plane. I would like to compare our bomber to two attack aircrafts, Junkers Ju-88P, Ilyushin Il-2, two-seated version, and the three heavy fighters, Messerschmitt Me-410, Lockheed P-38 Lightning, and Kawasaki Ki-102, all of them being on exactly the same tier 6 level. I'm sure every one of you knows how it is when you're flying a bomber on a high altitude, on the maximum you can reach with your plane, and out of the blue you have the heavy fighter just on your tail shooting you down when you're just trying to aim on the ground targets without even realizing you're basically going down, and they have an easy score. So have a look here why that it is. So three parameters on the bottom. It's airspeed, maneuverability and altitude performance. I would like to bring your attention to those three parameters. So airspeed is definitely the advantage of the heavy fighters in compared to your bomber, and the altitude performance, I'm sorry, but the heavy fighters are having the advantage here. So when you are thinking that you are sitting safely on the highest altitude your bomber can reach, sorry, these guys will get you. Let's compare now our bomber to two attack aircraft. So as you can see, PE2 has got almost twice as good airspeed parameter than our both attack aircrafts, Junkers and Il-2. In regards of maneuverability is very comparable. So as you can see, those two parameters are sort of like one is very similar, one is twice as high. So as you can see, that's why this plane it sits for me somewhere in between the heavy fighters and the attack aircrafts, with the parameters being somewhere in between both of those type of planes. Let's get back to our gameplay and let me show you how am I actually playing this PE2 bomber. As I'm showing you here, I'm approaching the target on a very low altitude, somewhere below 500, trying to not to go lower than 400 meters, similar way like attack aircrafts, and drop my bombs. The best way is of course if you can just line up all of the targets and drop your payload in one go and fly away, almost like a hit and run tactic, we could just almost call it like that. This tactics has got its pros and cons. One of the downsides to this tactics is when you're on a lower altitude, you have more enemy planes that are just willing to take you down. Fighters, heavy fighters, multi-role fighters, and so on and so on. So the risk for you is greater because there's more of them. On a good note, there's also loads of your teammates that hopefully they can protect you as a bomber and help you, like in here, to just take out the other guys, and so you can just keep on playing. Here, as you can see, I'm approaching yet another point we have to capture, so I'm just trying to line up my targets so I can just quickly drop the bombs one after another and just get away out of the danger zone so the other guys will not take me down and put me back to the hangar. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Job done. We can just fly away, or as soon as we'll reload our bombs, we can just make another approach and just repeat it again. Another downside to this tactic is that, of course, as you're on a lower altitude, then you're prone for more anti-aircraft defense to shoot at you. But also, that is not much difference if you're on a high altitude and a low altitude. On the lower altitude, when there's more teammates, then of course the anti-aircraft defense is trying to shoot all of you down, so it's not focusing only on you. So I would say in here it's a little bit more advantage if there's more than just yourself trying to get one of the points. But as you can see here, some of the guys are just waiting for you to be on the low altitude because you're getting an easy target. Another downside to this tactic, which you have to be really careful of not getting too low, which you will be able to see in a second, is actually your bomb can also damage your plane. So 1, 2, 3 bombs drops, now the fourth one, and I'm getting too low, and I'm literally hitting my own tail, basically decreasing my maneuverability and making me prone to damage by other airplanes. Fortunately for me, there was no other enemy aircrafts in the area, so I managed to escape and get another approach for yet another point, just like I'm just demonstrating here. So yet again, I'm just trying to line up my targets. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the line. Just have a quick accelerate, put the acceleration straight away, drop the bombs, and fly away. So hence, I think we could call it a hit and run tactics. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And you can see a few badges managed to just drop into the account. And again, you can see just yet another approach in the very similar. So basically, I'm just repeating the same tactic with the same bombers. So I'm just like trying to make a circle, trying to go around, reload my bombs, and go to another point and hit it. You have to be really clever how you are playing it. Just keep on checking your map if there's not too many enemies, because of course you are getting an easy target when you're just flying lower. So you really have to be careful about that. But just keep on checking your minimap. On the minimap, you will see whether other aircrafts are just around. If there's too many of them fighting around, then of course they will get to you. Here, as you can see, the other teammates managed to finish the points I've dropped the bombs on. Straight away, a few badges, grade 1. Popped in very quickly, and I'm still managing to get to another last point, which I believe it will be end of the battle. Try to line up a few more targets, drop the bombs, and that will be almost game over on this one. So bear with me one more second, and I believe that will be the end of the battle, if I remember correctly. So 1, 2, 3, and the 4 bombs, and I got some extra damage, creating it, making I think really good score for this battle for me, getting a few medals, a few badges. And that is how I play this Russian PE-2 bomber. As you can see, you can manage to have a relatively good result playing this tactics. Let's have a quick look on the hangar, on the stats. So as you can see, it's quite a few targets was damaged, almost 100,000 damage to ground targets, and the personal points of almost 23,000. I think it was not that bad score. And also, I think we had 2 tokens. But okay, let me show you the 2 previous battles I had from this bomber, which I even didn't have a fully researched yet. And I still managed to use exactly the same tactics, play exactly the same. If you check in the hangar, the pilots are not that experienced. And just let me close the window, have a quick look on the upgrades. It's still not research plane, so still I think good result out of something that I was still researching, not being fully researched. And there's yet another battle summary, still on not research plane, which I think I got not that bad result as well. I hope you enjoyed watching this short video I've made for you, and a few tips and tricks I have shared will help you to get better playing Russian bombers. It will not be a boring game anymore for you. You can just change your tactics. I hope I managed to change your perspective of how you can differently play with the bomber and still have a relatively good result during the battle. Thank you for watching my short video. Please remember to subscribe and check out other films I have on my YouTube channel, and I hope to see you soon during one of the battles.